Hello everyone, we're going to be doing the second prospect video today. Today's feature is going to be on Caleb Desnoyers of the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL. Desnoyers is a 6'2", 172-pound, 17-year-old centerman from Quebec, and he's been having a terrific year everywhere he's played, and he's been skyrocketing up draft boards because of it. He's a true two-way, all-around centerman, and he's won gold at the U18s, won gold at the Ivan Halinka this summer, and also won a prospect challenge with the Team CHL against the NTDP. So he's proven that he can be a winner at every level, and he's producing this year as the overall best player on the overall best team in the Canadian Hockey League at 17 years old, which is not an easy thing to do. He currently this season has 23 goals, 32 assists, and for 55 points in just 33 games played, which is good for second in the QMJHL in points per game, as he's missed time at international tournaments and competitions. But Desnoyers, you can see his analytic profiles are very, very strong in almost every aspect of the game, and you can tell he's a true all-around player that's going to be going very high in the draft. So let's get into it. We're going to start out with I find to be Desnoyers' top attribute, and that is his IQ and his brain for the game. A lot of people have described him as a jack of all trades centerman, almost as somebody that doesn't have one elite trait. But to me, his elite trait is going to be his brain and his processing. He's just such a smart kid. You can see it in the way he plays. And he's producing, but he's also doing it, never cheating for offense, never playing the game the wrong way, and it stands out very much in his game. And people often associate hockey IQ with vision and playmaking and having eyes in the back of your head, so to speak. But for me, Desnoyers, it's his timing as well. It's his positioning. He runs routes at the perfect time. He has great takeaways, and he's plus 39 in just 33 games, which is absolutely incredible for such a young player in the league. And he's a real two-way centerman for me. And I think that a lot of his habits, a lot of his strengths will translate to the NHL level as a very cerebral player that can think the game at an extremely high level.
Caleb Desnoyers, assisted by number 50, avec l'aide du numéro 15, Vincent.
With that being said, most players that are considered cerebral, smart players also play a calculated game based on conserving energy, being in the right place at the right time, and those type of things. But while Desnoyers is very good at that, he does not shy away from the physical game at all. In fact, I consider it one of his strongest attributes. He throws his body around. He's a strong kid. He's not completely filled out of his frame yet, but he's very lean and strong, and he wants to be in the fight. He wants to be in the battle, and he drags his team in it with him, which is pretty rare for a player producing at the clip that he is. And I think that this will be contagious to any team that he goes to. Every team's looking to get bigger, stronger, meaner for the playoff hockey that we see. It's almost a little Sam Bennett-esque. I think some of his attributes, maybe a little less physically imposing as Sam Bennett, but he's going to bring up the level of his team. If he can be a top 6 player playing this way, he'll be a great leader anywhere he goes.
Back after it, no icing. 12:51 remains.
Okay. He's hit there by Lallier. Puck comes free, and it's picked up by Brunet. That's out over the blue line, though. Lallier. Now he's knocked down by Desnoyers.
While his two-way acumen and hockey IQ are going to be his most compelling and distinguishable traits, it cannot be understated how good his offensive abilities and upside is. He's produced 55 points in 33 games in the QMJHL for a reason, and a lot of that comes from his strong skating, puck handling, just all-around offensive abilities. His base and his posture is almost perfect on his skates. He's very in tune from the ground up. He's precise, he's fluid, his edge work is strong, and it allows him to see the entire ice the way he skates. His ankles, his hips, his knees are always at optimal angles. He looks good, he looks strong. He's not an easy kid to knock off the puck, and that'll get even harder as he adds 15, 20 pounds of muscle to his already strong frame. And his puck handling is absolutely terrific. He doesn't lose the puck very often off the rush. He can do just about anything he wants, and his brain allows him to do. His rush profile, he's leading the QMJHL in controlled entries, pass entries. He's all over. He's driving play. And I think that he really could be a offensive play driver at the NHL level. Maybe more of a complimentary player at times, but his skating it's good, it's strong. He's a big, strong kid. I think it's a non-issue. With that being said, although his skating is very, very good, a lot of the concern came from his lack of pace, or specifically his ability to accelerate foot speed and whatnot. I don't really find it to be an issue considering he's so smart with his maneuvering, and he has the ability to create speed differentials, which to me is far more important than just flying down the wing at one pace, where you can time it off. He has the ability to stop, go, cut back. I think this is all more important than being able to fly around. And when he gets stronger and more explosive, I think we'll see him start to really get more power out of his legs. But I think his skating's a non-issue when you consider where he's coming from and where his posture, his base, and how in tune he is from the ice up. So to me, the offensive upside and the pace concerns are silly considering he's scored everywhere he's gone. To me, Caleb Desnoyers projects to the NHL as a true top six center. First, second line, I think he could play either role. And he can do it on either end of the ice, which is huge. He has grit and he has physicality to where he can play playoff hockey. We will see him play playoff hockey for the Wildcats this spring. I currently rank him at 5th in my draft board. I don't expect him to have room to move up. He could slip, but I don't see him falling out of my top 10. I just think he's an absolutely excellent player. I think he deserves more love in the public list. And I think some of these lists that have him 15, 14, 13, that range, I think he could absolutely skyrocket when the Wildcats inevitably go on a great run this spring. I think he's a great player. Desnoyers is one to watch. Keep an eye out for him in the upcoming NHL Draft.